NVQ. ON8NP. DL1BJW.
Calling all members and friends at Pennine Ham for the regular Thursday evening digital live. Good evening to everybody. Quite a few on this evening. So, I'll ignore the ones right at the top of the list who are permanent.com and start off with Jim, G4JBA in the group, M0AG. Good evening, Jim. Are you staying on the net this evening or going on to YouTube? Time around, maybe it's just one thing to watch us on YouTube tonight. Over to Skeltonford now, MJQ in the group, M0AG. Good evening, Eddie. Bloody Skeltonford this evening, so all good, a bit warmer than it was this morning, pretty cool this morning. But, yeah, I've had an early tea, so all thanks for the net. Back to you, M0AUG, MJQ. G6 MJQ in the group M0AUG. Yes, fine, I heard him, but glad he could join us for the evening. All is well with you. Over to Robert now, M0NVQ in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, Robert. M0AUG, this is M0NVQ. Yes, just switched on a few minutes ago. And that's night, not sunny. Back to you, good sir. M0NVQ, M0AG. Yeah, although not a lot of this sun, is it? So there we are. So we're going to Northern Germany now, and go on to our friends DL1BJW with DL8BDT. Good evening, Mike, over to you. Definitely my one brother, truly wish you very good evening to one and all. And yeah, happy to be with the net again. Here, W has been very wet the first half of the day. Afternoon time, it was still cloudy, but sun tried to come through. Sometimes she succeeded, but nevertheless, it's relatively warm, mild, with 16 degrees. But in the nighttime, it can go down to +3, so nights are still chilly here. Yeah, so far for this over. There Adriana comes through the door. She had been on the telephone, but that's handy. Okay, I pass over to Delta Lima 1, Delta Lima 8, Bravo Delta Tango. Sorry. So very good evening to you,
Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, sorry, I had had a telephone call just shortly before the meeting, so I don't know if Mike has hear anything about the weather. He says, oh, here everything's fine, and yesterday's talk was brilliant. It was very inspiring and very interesting, and I think presentation of video and the slides and whole that was very, very good. And yes, yesterday evening I couldn't learn to sleep because I was just excited and had many thoughts about antenna projects. So let's wait and see. I hand the microphone back to Zero AUG.
DLABET with on the BJW group M0 AUG returning. Yes, fine, and that's Adriana. Just want to drop over your overs there, so I don't know whether you've got a hotspot or a Wi-Fi problem over there. I only viewed the last evening for a short time, and then something else came up at this end, so I'm hoping to pick it up on YouTube, so I'll rely on everybody else to tell me what was going on, and we'll enjoy it in due course. So, other things, G4 I join M0 AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IW. Oh, yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jeff. And nice to see a nice group of people again on this evening's net. Yeah, I enjoyed last night. It was very good indeed. Very thoroughly enjoyed the discussion afterwards. And like Adriana, I'm always inspired by these things. And I have to say, Adriana, that I too was lying down last night, really looking forward to going out in the field with Marek and his hex beam antenna and playing with that. A really very, very good piece of work that he's done there in constructing that antenna and building a portable version that he can use for operating outside. So big congratulations to Marek, and I can't wait to have a go at it, at using it as well. So back to you, Jeff. M0AG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO group M0AG returning. Yeah, a few drop-ups there and popping, I think, and it's about 10 days since the gateway was reset now, and apart from Peter on Sunday morning who had his own problems, we didn't have any problem on that on Sunday. So I don't know, there's some devilish creeping in or not. So over to you, Lou now. KJJ in the group. M0AUG. Good evening, Lou.
Yeah, good evening, Jeff. M0AUG and the group GAKJ. I didn't notice any dropouts at all, Jeff. Not from Michael, Adriana, or Belastover. So I don't know whether it's a problem with your setup or what, but it was fine. WX in Nottingham, sunny with some cloud, about 12 degrees, a little bit warmer in the out of the wind, but very pleasant day. Got a bit of gardening done, not too much. Not been so active, had a cold over the last week, so was my wife. We've been commiserating with each other quite a lot, but we're getting over it, I think. Land conditions fairly average, but having said that, yesterday I managed to work two new countries, Laos and British Virgin Isles on FT8, and that was very gratifying. Anyway, back to you, Jeff. M0AUG and the group GAKJJ.
GAKJJ and the group M0AUG returning. Thanks for confirming that everybody's transmissions are okay. we must put it down to somebody on the broadband that this happened there. And thanks for that. Right, down to my head now. M0RL in the group, M0AG. Good evening, Andrew. M0AG in the group, M0RL. Good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else on the net tonight. I hope all is well. Sorry I missed last week. In fact, I missed the last two, but apologies for last week. Rushing to get the grass cut before the rain came, and ran out of time and doing it a little bit later than I thought, so apologies about that. I'll probably have to keep tonight fairly short as well. I'll explain on the next episode, but I have a call into the wife who's up in not quite your direction, but north. It's not I need to speak to her at 8 o'clock. But for the time, I'll pass it back to you, Jeff. M0A in the group, 0R. Well. Yeah, fine enough, Andrew. Yeah, the whole thing is that sometimes you can't build, sometimes you can. That's what it's all about, isn't it? So, and over to your friend down in Taunton there. G677 in the group, M0AUG. Good evening there.
M0AUG in the group, G677. Good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else. I'm not too bad, very, very tired, and like Andrew, apologies for not attending last week, but coming back from Bristol due to the bank holiday traffic, I ended up going over the hills, which took double the time to get home, and obviously I wasn't in any fit state to attend the net, so I'm trying tonight anyway. I've got another meeting up in Bristol in 2 weeks' time, so probably have to again, I'm afraid. I'm on the 991 cross-linking cruiser hotspot. I've spoken to Jeff a couple of times, so in 8, and this evening I was going to try my 500, but although it links to the hotspot, it won't link to 305, although it says it has. Not really why or what, so I'm going to have to look into it. So I'm madly dashed downstairs to this one, which is working, thank goodness. M0AUG into group G6.
G677 group M0AUG returning. I'm not there. You want to find one radio that works in the system and then stick with it. I've never known anybody who changes the radio that many times. And presumably hotspots as well. It's good to have you on this evening, but over to Belgium now and our friend over there, Ross. Have a tango. M0AG, good evening, Joe. Hope all is well.
Line 0, AUG, group 48. Which is a very, very good afternoon to all. And also a very good day. Everyone is probably these 3 with you. Yeah, well, we had 12 degrees today with some rain, some light rain, nothing dramatically. But tomorrow and during the weekend we will have beautiful weather, 20 degrees. So, yeah, that's a good perspective. Radio-wise, I will know more on the next over each line. So, Y0AUG, the group. Oh, yeah, by the way, the meeting yesterday, if you enjoyed the meeting on antennas with Ken and Ken, and even the discussion of the meeting with the Zoom was closed down, even that discussion was very, very interesting. So, until about, I think, about 11 o'clock my time was 10 o'clock your time. So, and then the last one left room. So, yeah, good fun. Anyway, Y0AG, the group of 8 November Tango. Go ahead.
The tango in the group M0AG, yeah, fine and that, yeah. Good to have you on this evening. As I said earlier, I missed quite a lot tonight to pull up those in the meeting there. The last year, I think, Good afternoon, all is well. I finally got connected while Mike was talking, so I don't know how much I missed before that. But my internet today, apparently I'm having some sort of problems around the hook to full power again. I have wireless internet, so I don't fully understand how that works. But at any rate, I finally got in. The weather here has been beautiful. Currently it's 28 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a beautiful spring-like day. A lot of people were knowing that we've had so far this season, and I hope that I have all of my radios buried now. I'm not quite sure. I've been spending a lot of time out there finding a wire here and a wire there, trying to while they're mowing. I hear the mower making a funny sound, and I'm afraid that it's picking up on my radio. Radio-wise, it's more or less been on the back burner. I'm spending a lot of time outside. Of course, I do a couple of blocks. It's good, so at least to keep active. Not much else to report from here. The bands sound pretty good today.
N4X80.
Jake, are you in the group? I'm 080, good evening, President. Now, can you just confirm it works, please? Hello?
M0.
Okay. Right, I didn't get a red screen. I'm using Indeed. And the first time round, it didn't show a red screen, which normally means you're transmitting. Anyway, great to hear everybody on. And, well, you seems to be having a lot more success on DX and conditions, etc. As far as I'm concerned, they've been flat as a pancake. Not very good at all. Except for certain times. I worked a couple of Canadian stations the other day and one ZL, but it was pretty all round, so not very good at all. Other than that, really not very much at all. We're getting into the bedridden saga and the guests coming out of my ears, so radio is sort of second place, unfortunately. The Zoom meeting last night was very interesting, thanks to both of you, and quite very good. And WX today has been about 15 degrees maximum, but very thick fog, about so it's a bit difficult. You're going to get fibre. Here we are, say, if you buy 500 megabit, you get 500 up, 500 down. I don't think that happens in the UK. I think you do that the same as, say, DSL. You get, say, 500 down, but you only get 250 up, half or under half up. But should be more solid than what you've got at the moment. Okay, back to you, Jeff. OZ1, M0, AUG, OZ1JK. OZ1JKU, M0, you're fine on that, Fraser. You might just try to vacuum the audio up a little bit. It's becoming a little bit distorted in places through radio, which I would suggest on that. So, readable, but very low indeed. So we'll see how we go next time around. Back to the top of the list now and see whether Jim's joining us on the net this evening. G4JBA in the group, M0AG. Nothing heard from this again on this time, so maybe only on the YouTube channel. No doubt Nick will confirm when it comes on. Over to Scotland Road, so it's Scotland Road indeed, Eddie. G6MJQ in there, M0AG. Yeah, people were wondering where Scotland Road is. The short name for it by locals is called Shaft. Because when the navvies worked on the railway, they shafted the stones. Got the nickname Shaft. So that's a bit of local information. The broadband here is pathetic. It's twisted pair to the house. I'm looking if I get 26 megabits a second. But later this month, I've got an engineer coming out and looking to put RF to the house, microwave to the house, instead of using the poles outside and wires and whatever you see what we can do. They reckon they can manage 200 megabits a second. But we've still got the situation elsewhere in the UK where you get that down, but it's somewhat less. Good talk, thanks Nick, and thanks to Ken. I know Ken's not on, but very interesting indeed. And it left me thinking, I thought, I've got an MFJ 931 in the lot. Artificial ground. So, G6MJQ, I'm not showing up. Are you copying, Jeff? G6MJQ. Oh, yes, sorry, I beg your pardon. It's come on. So, not what that was. Yeah, so, I remember that I got the MFJ 931 last night. In the loft, I dragged it out today. Well, it's actually dragged it. And it dropped the ladder, but I connected it to the FD897. And certainly on receive, it's not making any difference at all so far. But I'm continuing with my experiments, as I did many years ago, and it got committed to the back of the loft. The only thing I succeeded with it was start my ATU, what is an ATU now, on the current antenna, so that won't happen, but yeah, we will see as time progresses. I'll carry on with it anyway. M0AUG G-Q. Group M0AU turning it. Yeah, onwards and upwards the springs of mine with the project. Thanks for all out there. Thanks for being on this evening anyway. Over to you there, Robert, in Oldham. M0NVQ in the group, M0AG. M0NVQ. Not too much to report. I didn't get to see the vehicle. I think it's on. I
think I saw it, and I've subscribed to the channel, but I think I've seen it on the list waiting on TV. So that's what it's at. The one thing I have had success is I managed to buy on eBay a Kent straight key, which I thought I got it for a cracking price. It's supposed to be nearly low. I'm looking forward to that arriving in the next few days, because I really must improve with the Morse. That's really all I've got to say. So M0MBQ, back to you, good self, Jeff, M0AUG. M0MVQ, Group M0AG turning. Yeah, fine on that, Robert, and it's good to have you on that together, mate. Sometimes we've got something to say, sometimes, and that's how it is. It's just good to be part of the group, isn't it? So, I know Keith is having problems with his I've just been told by Nick, because he's actually was his daughters, and also where we are. Keith is listening on YouTube, but he's unable to reprogram his household to the internet at daughter's house, and Jim's his engineering club, so there we go. Well, I'm so with that. So, thanks for you coming on there, Robert. Back to Northern Germany now, and deal 1 HAW, the deal 8 AET. And hello again to you both. Over to you, Mike.
There's only more one brother to Hollywood whiskey. Yeah, thank you. Your radio-wise, not sure that was the M test a few days ago, and I tried some experiments with working CW at 500 milliwatts into an Android half wave, and this gave me good results mainly to the southern part of Europe, Greece, Hungary, and the part of France there. But that was all costing it out. It is possible with 500 milliwatts to do Europe on CW, obviously. So that's a good thing to know. Otherwise, FT8, I was working on Reunion Island, Foxtrot Drone Alpha on 10 meters, and I was 2 stations, Bravo 100 IARU from China and Japan to Victoria, British Virgin Islands on FT8, but also on CW both. And CW was more difficult regarding the station from China. I read in his log, which is online, that he replied not correct. It was not Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, but Lima Uniform 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. I know this station from Argentina. I had a contact with him some months ago, but it's very improbable that he should be on the same frequency at the same time as myself, so I think it was a contact CW to China, but he got the prefix not correct. Okay, nothing much else to report, so I pass the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yes, Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. But yes, from my radio-wise, I have nothing quite interesting to report, but I succeeded in testing the QMX. I told during the last net that there had been a problem with the BNC socket, and I think this problem is solved now. So we fixed it a little bit, and now there are no problems with the QMX and antennas, and I can really very good use the QMX in combination with the ZH. This is quite good combination because the QMX has a function where you can see how the SWR is with a lower output, and then the fine tuning. This is quite fast. And just a little note, we bought just for fun the small, this mini radio, the SI4732, which costs about 30 to 40 euros here from China. It's very, very small. It's so small, I think about the part of a finger. That's not 1 centimeters wide and about 6 or 4 centimeters long and about 1 centimeter deep. It's very, very small. And it comes with a telescopic antenna, and you can use it for any band in receiving, and even in HF, NSB, and USB. And yes, with the inbuilt antenna, it's a little bit complicated to receive HF, but you can connect it with the outside antenna, and then it would work quite excellent. Yes, it's just a toy, but it's an interesting one for portable uses. So that's all from my side. I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG for the...
BUT with the along BJW in the group, M0AG turning. Yes, we all like our toys and things to play with, Don, and you look at a little radio and you think, yeah, that's a neat little radio. And when we're at the Northern Million, like a friend of mine is one of the chaps that was sleeping on the radio, a little DMR thing, and it just appealed to me, so I bought it. I finished with DMR some time ago. I didn't like it, so I'm waiting for a friend of mine in the old to tell me to program it. But it was just one of those things. It was too good to miss, and an offer that you shouldn't refuse. So there we are. So over to you then, Nick G4IW, the group M0AUG.
Yes, M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thank you. Some interesting points being made there. First of all, to Mike, DR1BJW, I had the delight on one occasion a few years ago using about 300 milliwatts to make a CW contact into the east coast of the US, just using an ordinary simple Delta Loop wire antenna. And I was just over the moon with that. That was just fantastic. And I think these very low power contacts are possible on CW that would be impossible on single sideband. Last night, I tell you what, I really enjoyed the discussion afterwards, and it was interesting talking about aerial tuning units, ATUs, what our preferences are, whether to use them or not, working portable, and so on. But I do like the fact that the QMX has got that nice SWR built into it, which makes it very handy indeed. The IC705, of course, has that built in, and I use it all the time. And it's absolutely excellent for getting a good match on an antenna when you're out in the field. Yeah, for me, I mean, I'm like everyone else in here, so I love playing with gadgets, and I was very tempted with several at Blackpool, but didn't buy any. But you know, you can never have enough gadgets to have a play with. But in the end, and the same applies to building things, I do like operating them. I do like making contacts with them, and that's what gives me the greatest pleasure. And funnily enough, I was looking around the shack for something today here at home, and I came across a QRP transceiver I built. Must be 15, 20 years ago. It's built into a nice a mahogany wooden box, and it's a full transceiver for single band use, running about 5 watts output. And I thought to myself, do you know, I'm going to have to see if that's still working and make some contacts with it, just for the sheer pleasure. So back to you, Jeff. M0. Oh, sorry. Just before I do, yeah, and to Keith, who obviously hadn't watched the presentation last night when we were talking about the fact how easy it is when you go away to forget to take something that you really need and you've forgotten. And in Keith's case, having travelled down to his daughter's house, he forgot to put his laptop into the van, which he needed to reprogram his hotspot so it could connect to his daughter's internet connection. Hence, Keith is listening to us on YouTube. So no problem at all, Keith. I'm glad you can hear us, and thanks for passing on the message from Jim. We've currently got 6 people watching live on YouTube, and please, I have put this in the chat a couple of times. If you want to put your name and call sign in, say hello, then please do so. It's always nice for everyone else taking part in the net. So back to you, Jeff. M0AG in the group G4IWO.
Cupboards and drawers and things like that. I think there's a bit of a thing, Boys on the Toys, I think, comes to mind on that one. Don't see you there, Lou. G-A-K-J-J, Lou. M0AG.
M0AG in the group G-A-K-J-J. Yes, my business, Jeff. I haven't listened to the last night's meeting, but I assume it will be on YouTube. So I'll make sure that I do listen to that, because I do have an interest, as you know, in, well, all things radio, but antennas, of course. The filter loop is progressing, and most of the metal work is completed, and I've now erected it at the bottom of the garden just to check to see how it will look. And it's a beast of an antenna. It makes the cobweb look positively puny. So I took it down again because it's not finished anyway. But I thought better not leave it up for the neighbours to complain about. It's a big antenna, even though it's only a 10-metre one. God knows what would be the 20-metre loop. It would be enormous. One interesting fact about the filter loop is that, well, as I'm implementing it, is that the two ends are angled at 42 degrees, and this gives the best low-angle radiation pattern and a gain of about 8 with 3 dB. It's got possibilities, of course. In practice, it may not work out quite that well. I mean, it's all right looking on the screen, looking at the software, and this gives you an idea of what it might be like. But in fact, when you get down to putting it in, it may well be different. Anyway, I'll put it back, Jeff, and see what else you. Euro AUG in the group GAKJJ.
Now we go 0AG today. Yeah, thanks for the contribution of that. So I didn't see too much of the presentation last night due to the copy of here, but it is on my list to look on YouTube. It is available there, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I'm going to. Right, back down to Marco. M0 in the group, M0AG. Very well. I'm afraid Jeff had to make this my private was his wife is quite keen to chat with me. I'm afraid I will continue to listen in the background. No radio at all, but I'll spare some of the gory details, but I'm suffering a little bit. I had to rescue our dog yesterday from a river tunnel that got caught in the brambles and was being forced under the water by the river, and I had no option but to get in the river fully clothed, out, and I stayed in there for some brambles, and I think I killed those a couple of hours, and the vet was sent to the local hospital, tetanus injections, and I'm hobbling around as I'm so noisy. In fairness, they did offer to lend me his walker, but as one hand that's totally lacerated, so I had to use a brown ball to get myself up the river, and the other one is not much better. I'm going to hold on to it, so I think that I feel like I've aged about 30 years in the course of the day and 3 Zoom last night, so I think she's quite keen to have a word with me tonight. I wasn't the same thing to talk to yesterday, so I will wish everyone a assembly and hopefully next week I will be able to report something a little bit more favourable. So back to you, Jeff. Zero age in the group, zero ROL. Zero ROL in the group, zero age. Yeah, I'm both here on the dog are okay after that. So I think these things can go way down the little thing, because these things can be quite traumatic. So thanks for that. Thanks for joining us this week. I'm very well done. On to next week. I will see you there, David. Do you think so? M2H. So the UGS G6 7%. First of all, yeah, I do keep changing my radios, and this case hotspot, first time, different type of hotspot I've ever tried. It's always been the MDVN, but obviously they can't cross from Yasu to D-Star. So as a matter of necessity, before choice. With regard to the Yasu, I can actually hear everything that's being said with the radio speaker, rather than having to set up a secondary speaker, as I was with the icons, which, yes, I know I have very bad hearing, but it does show that there is something different. The icon that in all the other radios I use, and there was something on the digital side that didn't agree with me, so that's why we changed over to Yasu. It's much easier, and if I'm perfectly honest, I'm getting on better with the Yasu than I did with the icon, but I originally started with icons back in 1982, with the Yasu back in 1982, so I'm back to started. M0 AUG in the group G67. Just a quick one there. So you just back to you. Open Spot 4 Pro, which I think is the only one which will cross-band between C4FM and yeah, thanks for that, Dave. He's using MJQ. He always got one of those, so wish you're in good company there. So thanks for that. So your transmission's okay this evening as well. And I hope you enjoyed the 991A. To Belgium now, still with that Brett. Number 10, M0AEG.
M0 AUG to Group. November very good evening to Pete, if he is listening back maybe on YouTube. Oh, you know, and congratulations, Mike, with your 500 milliwatt. That's unbelievable, and also the unique 300 milliwatts into the state. That's absolutely great. And very interesting, Adriana, about that new radio. I might be interested to see what it is. You know, the proverb, the difference between man and woman is the price and the size of their toys each eye. So you look for physical radios, and that's really very interesting. Oh, you know, and Lou, your loop, that must be a beast. Nick suggested that I would make something like that for all my body, but no, I'm not going to do that. Oh, you know, I just measured my my fiber internet here with an app that I have on my phone. So it's actually the measurement now as it is, and I put 280 megabytes download and 80 megabytes upload. I don't know if that is normal or not, but anyway, because I got from my fiber internet. Okay, radio-wise, I mean 10 and 12 meters work, some USA, Brazil, Argentina, some Russians, even an Australian. I worked also with Papa Doing. Yeah, on 12 this afternoon, I made a halt of a contact with him, and FDA on 17 meters came back with Roger Rogers, so it's not a valid view at all. And I see now on 50 meters that he is quite strong from time to time. So I try to get him on 15 meters now. Let's see what will happen. And okay, about my toy that I bought during the last week, that's this little HD for 2 meters 30 centimeters from Victor Romeo, November 76. Which you can use with your app on your smartphone or on your Apple phone. And I have mentioned it's not quite interesting. There's a learning curve, of course, because the manual is terrible. But anyway, I managed to send email over radio with that, with WinLink on my phone and Bluetooth to the HD, and then with the outside, and then of course to a WinLink node, which is about 30 kilometers from here. So I don't need internet anymore. No, I think in case of an emergency or something, that would be very useful. Okay, no, back to you, Mike. Sorry, Mike, what do I say? Back to you, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG, the group for an 8 November Tango.
8 November Tango, the group from 0 AUG returning. Thanks for that, Jeff. And Nick's just told me that Roger Z, what you have said, is on the YouTube channel. So hello, he's listening to that on YouTube. Good evening there, Roger, you're very welcome. What? I don't know whether Owen's on this time. He wasn't last time. We'll give him another shout. M0OGR in the group, M0AUG. Nothing heard from Owen there through the repeater there. So I won't call Owen again. And M4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group, M0AUG.
First of all, I enjoyed the presentations. I really was hoping to be able to get out this year, but currently things have changed for me. I'm going to be going with my operating gear right from my radio room. But that's all right. It keeps me busy most of the day. I do have a phone. Tonight, I do have one for tonight of the Hereford Lighthouse in North Wildwood, New Jersey. Not much else to report from here, so back to you, and I'll stand by the end to send my photo. M0AUG group number 4 X-ray Alpha Tango.
Forex Alpha Tango in the group M0AUG. Yeah, fine on that. And looking forward to receiving the picture of the M there. And we'll just go over to Fraser at the bottom of the list, and then we'll go start back up on top for people's finals. That was everyone JKU in the group. 0AUG.
Always bottom of the list. Oh well, never mind. Jeff and Anna, you to be doing very well. Expression, great for you. And really wants etc. That's fantastic. I wonder if we can organise a QSO between Jeff and yourself on 40 meters sometime. be good to be able to do that, just have a quick chat, and also make sure it all works, etc. I've now got a cert 610, but I think I've told everybody that anyway. And it's proving to be quite good. And today there was something in it, H is sort of alive on top end, 10 meters and 50 hertz, sort of, there was some bits and pieces going. Anywhere else below was not very good at all. Oh God, that doesn't sound very nice to get in the morning, rescue your dog and then get bitten, or not bitten to death, but in a bad way. So hopefully you'll get better. Dave, you were not good tonight in terms of audio, but anyway, that's life. And I did a quick up and down while everybody was talking. I'm going to fire a gigabit, and it gave me 900 down and about 850. So I'm very lucky. But I don't think everybody needs that. I have a little film server that people what do you call it, megabits, and that helps. Anyway, I'm offering. Many thanks indeed. I'll wait on the side. Wait a minute, I can't read it. Bob, forgive me. Can you just come on the air after the pictures have been sent, if that's possible? Forgive me. Back to you, Jeff. Sorry for the waffle. M0AUG 071JKU with a little bit of elders saying, forgetful.
JKU on the group M0AUG, yeah. The clue to being not getting down on the bottom then, Fraser, is to actually key upon that earlier, because we take it strictly in the order as it appears on the gateway there. That's the clue to that one. And yes, when we get to the end of the line there, we're about to start final this time around. And what we'll do the finals with most people there, and then go on to Nick for a resume on that, and that will be followed by them, N4XAT, followed by Oscar November 8 November Tango, and that's the way it, and then we'll have a pause at the end for your comments there. So, we've met this evening, everybody, but it's time to start with us there. So, back to the top of the list is people who are on with that, as opposed to YouTube, and over to you, Zadie. G6MJ2, M0AUG.
Yes, Andrew, if you're still listening, never mind your ailments and injuries. What happened to Pat Slipknot out his knees? I have met Pat, by the way, folks, and he's quite an handful at times. Quite a character. Multicoloured border collie type dog. So, sorry to hear you're doing right, so Andrew, and well done getting that out. Hey-ho. Just before I disappear and go bush, I was listening or watching a video on YouTube today by Peter Waters and Stanton. Really based around the fact that there's no definitive antenna which works best. That's why it helps the business, doesn't it? So many antennas. But his theory is there are other variables, location, maybe geomagnetic polarization under the ground, different variables. And he put in a case, or gave a case, or gives a case of a station in New Zealand on the South Island near the shore,
and gets incredible results with his vertical antennas. That then made me think, well, that's Kelly's in Spain with his antennas, vertical. But then Picas, look, I've never got on with them. They're a bit noisy. And I trust my R5, it's a J5RV or whatever it is. Anyway, horizontal antenna, I get better results there. And then I am inland, quite a distance away from the coast. So just a thought to peruse on when you look at the sleep tonight. And thanks for sharing in the net. Yeah, 7-3 to everybody. Yes, enjoyed it today, as I did the talk last night. Eric, G6MJQ, West Yorkshire.
G6MJQ in the group M0AG returning. Yeah, fine, I'm not very good. You could join us this evening as well, and hopefully we might see you on the old net on Sunday morning there. Well, to level fuel finals now. M0NVQ in the group, M0AG.
M0AUG. Yeah, you have the group. This is M0NVQ. Thanks for running the nets. I've enjoyed it this evening. Sorry I'm a bit quiet. I've been at the dentist today, and that dentist, she's never ever hurt me, but gosh, does she use a lot of anaesthetic. And I think I'll probably be a lot more awake tomorrow. Just to mention today, G6 LSN, I use the Open Spot 4 Pro, and it's marvellous, I do like it. So thanks for running the nets. Perhaps I'll be a bit more awake next week. Drink more coffee, don't go to the dentist. Yeah, M0NVQ, wishing 72 everybody there.
M0NVQ in the group, M0AG. Yeah, thanks for that there, Robert, and good to have contact with you again, and it was good to see you up at Norbury again previous week there. Well, Northern Germany fuel finals now with DL1 BJW and DL8 BGT. Over to you, Mike, M0AG.
Bravo Julie Whiskey with the final. Yes, first of all, thank you very much for hosting the net, Jeff, and doing an excellent job as always. And thank you to all members and friends for your company and very helpful advice and good ideas. A lot of good info always on Thursday evenings, HI. Yeah, hope to see you all sounds next week. And until then, 73 from Delta Lima 1, Bravo Julie Whiskey, passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8, Bravo Delta Tango.
Yes, Delta Lima 8, Bravo Tango for the group. Yes, thank you very much, Jeff, for hosting the net, and thank you all for your company this evening. Yes, Andrew, I hope you will get well soon, and it was great that you saved the dog, so I hope that you will feel well soon. And Jeff, you asked me about radio, so I looked at the internet of what was told about it, and it's called the SRI 4732 mini radio, and it measures 1.18 to 1.25 to 0.47 inches, and it works all bands, and you can work it on AM, FM, LSB, and USB from 0.5 up to 108 megahertz. And it has an inbuilt 800 millimeter, which you can load by USB connector. And there are several different shops from which you can buy it. Some there is a telescopic web, some very small loop antenna in the package, and yes, it's named as the chip which is inbuilt and which is the receiver chip, the SE 4732. Yes, these are all the information I can give at the moment. So I wish you all a pleasant weekend and hope to meet you soon down the log. Bye-bye, 73 and 88 from Northern Germany. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango handing the microphone back to AUG for food.
The old on BJW in the group, M0AG today. Thanks, both of you, for the plan that you put into the we do appreciate you being on the net and obviously with people in other countries as well. And we do enjoy having you on the net. Right, we'll skip over Nick now and go to Lou for your finals, please. GAKJG in the group, M0AG.
M0 AUG in the group AJJ. Yeah, fine, Jeff. I'm very sorry to hear about your experience. It must have been very scary, and I hope you get better. Thanks to you, Jeff, for hosting the net, and it's been very enjoyable. Again, praise to everyone, and we look forward to next week's net. So this is Golf 8 Kilo Juliet, often clear, you, Jeff.
Okay, in the group M0AG returning. Thanks for that, and thanks for your comments there, Lou. And we do enjoy the people on the net this evening, and it's good to have quite a decent number on with us. And also, I know Andrew's not going to come back to us, but I know he's still connected. And as you yell at Andrew, everybody on the net, sending best wishes to you for your recovery and also for the dog as well. So I look forward to catching you on you next week. Over to Thompson now, and G6 M0 AUG for your final stage.
M0 AUG in the group G6 ZSN. Thanks very much for running the net again, Jeff. And you to all the other members of the group for giving me an entertaining evening. Sorry, I've been a bit sleepy. Not much done on the radio at all because there's been too much noise and very little signal. So hopefully soon it will improve. Okay, I hope I'll be here next week. Things going for a bit like I'll be using the other radio if I can get it working properly. Some please to one and all, and have a good weekend. G6
in the group M0AG returning. Yeah, fine that time, and good to have you on the net as usual, and look forward to catching up with you again next week. And know that you'll be in touch during the meeting and see how things are progressing there. Right, where we go now? We go over to Fred. Please. Was it one JQ in the group? M0AG.
Press the mic, the right mic key. Yes, very much what less sort of consistent than last time. Many thanks indeed, Jeff, for running the net, and everybody else. Interesting to hear experiences and all the other things that make amateur radio interesting. Thanks again, and we'll meet again next week. And as I said, if you and for XAT, if you can hang in after the photographs have been sent, I'll be very grateful to have a quick Q&A. So,
2
Okay.
M0AUG.
G4IW, Group M0AUG. I'm sorry I missed your role, Nick. The internet went down. Back to you.
M0AG in the group from G4IW. Yeah, no problem at all, Jeff. I didn't know you'd called me in. I lost connection as well here, so I think there has been a slight little glitch tonight. Just a couple of points in finishing up. One is to AD. Of course, we're all looking for that perfect antenna, AD, and of course there is no such beast, is there? It's, you know, there are, as you say, and as Peter Waters says in his video, there are so many different variables you've got to take into account. It's impossible, but we have fun playing with different things and seeing what works. To Jeff, ON8NT, I've been looking very carefully at that transceiver that you mentioned, the VRN 76. Very, very interesting. And in fact, I read I subscribe to the Vimo emails, so I often read the Vimo blog. And Dominic, Christopher Brecker, DR1 CBS, wrote a blog on his play with the VRN 76 in an outdoor test, and it was very, very interesting. And an interesting price as well, with all the features built into it, the APRS, the slow scan TV pictures, the built-in compass, and so on. The fact you can control it from your phone, all those things look to me to be extremely interested in, very, very tempting to purchase. So yeah, if you've had good fun with that, Jeff, then it's something that I might also explore. I just want to end on one final thing, and I'll send out information about this. But I remember Marek is involved in a number of different events to celebrate Polish RAF pilots in the Battle of Britain in 1940, and there were several squadrons of pilots based in England that had Polish aviators on board, and he and some other radioamateurs are running a whole series of special commemorative stations to commemorate the pilots and their squadrons, and that's going to be in September, September this year. And at the end of June, I think June the 29th, they've also got an event down at RAF Ingham, and that's where Marek is going to be using his hex beam antenna on a special event station down there. So I'll send out all that information because it's extremely interesting and something I'm sure that people would like to follow and to maybe make some contacts with the special event stations that are running. Anyway, 73s everyone, have a very pleasant evening, and good to see you all, and see you all next week. This is G4IWO passing the microphone back to M0AUG.
The problems with having this evening are internet related, because it seems to be quite a bit all over the place now. It's been a good night nevertheless, and thanks everybody for your contributions. Right,
We'll go over to Bob now in the US for your finals, plus the picture there, Bob. And 4x13 group, M0NG. Thanks for joining us this evening, Bob. Over to you.
M0NG in the group, November 4 Israel Tango. I've had several dropouts, so I don't know how the picture's going to work. As I said, I've sent it previously, but I'm going to start keeping a log of the pictures I sent and highlight. Thank you once again for running the net, Jeff. I certainly appreciate it. I look forward to joining every week when it's possible for me to join, and I certainly enjoy hearing all the comments and all the different that have come up in the last week from the different members. So thank you, and I'll join as often as I can. I'll stand by, and you can tell me when to send my picture. M0UG with your group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango.
Okay there, Bob, if you want to send your picture now, and then we'll move over to Jeff afterwards. So over to you, Bob, thank you.
Maybe you repeat, but here we go.
The internet and the sun. You want to chat again? We'll go over to Jeff in Belgium for a comment first of all. Over to you, Jeff.
Yeah, okay, I'll answer the call. Be 100% and just build. You probably said it before, but I just build it up again from the start. So 100% perfect will be very nice picture.